it's What If Wednesday time with Susan Bennett Fisher and Martin Fisher, the co-founders of Body of Nine.
What if we knew what mechanism created and transferred natural number through our human experience? Because we don't know that yet.
One of the things that we often talk about internally, and we've discussed with quite a few of you, is the numbers don't repeat in nuclear families until you get to the 8th or 9th child. And we have 10, 11 families where the 8th child and the 9th child are the same as the parents. And there's been one occasion where the 11th child is the same as the 2nd child, and unfortunately it was too soon, or the 10th child passed, and we don't know if the numbers were going to repeat. But the question still remains, how does the system know? Why doesn't it repeat? And we actually have no idea, really, why it doesn't repeat. But very recently we've discovered, we think, a potential mechanism that could explain how does the system, the family system, know that the numbers have already occurred.
And this is extraordinarily important.
Yes.
Because what it does is give us a little bit of scientific evidence, or more scientific evidence, about the reality and the truth of the natural numbers, that they have a purpose, that they are real, that they are a huge part of our human experience that is as yet not understood.
So how do we get to this knowing? Well, there's been many times in the progress of our understanding of Body of Nine where we've got to a certain point and then being able to take a leap, a big change, if you will, that happens. And one of those leaps has happened, or two of those leaps have happened in the last couple of months. The first leap was understanding that there is a really strong evolutionary impact that happens to you when you activate a natural number.
Yeah. Martin's been doing his 5 thing the last several months, and kind of what I perceive from the outside happens is he waits and waits and waits to fill in the holes in the information. You know, he's built this overall understanding of what do we know so far, and where are the holes. And then he trusts his ability to make sense of things.
Intuitive leaps, if you will.
And make those intuitive leaps. It's a beautiful feature of natural number 5, which is this ability to wait for information when you get it, to put together an understanding that didn't heretofore exist.
And so one of the paradoxes that I say as a natural number 5 is that nothing is 100% true, or nothing is 100% false. Nothing is 0, nothing is 100. The paradox, of course, is that statement is also not 100% true, or not 0% true. But for now, let's go with the most of the time natural number 5s don't believe everything to be completely one thing or the other. Nothing's completely black, nothing's completely white, except the things that are.
The other thing that 5s do is follow signs.
Yes.
And so this started with an intuitive leap,
yes,
and then was furthered on by a sign. Will you tell the story?
Yes, absolutely. So a few months ago now, I woke up one morning with a very clear message that Body of Nine is a evolutionary advantage. And one of the subjects we have been grappling with is, well, why do you want to have your natural number identified? Because
what difference does it make?
Yeah, as it turns out, most people don't seem to care that when we say it's going to make your life happier, help you be more on path. Most people don't really gravitate towards that, and
they're struggling with what they got, and they're like, I can't take in anything more. Yeah. Don't give me more information. I'm already got too much information.
Yes, I'm happy enough. Thank you very much. Yes. And that's great. But now that we've realized that it is an evolutionary advantage, then there are many of us that are actually willing to reach for that evolutionary advantage for ourselves and our family, and especially for our children. And we'll go into a lot more detail about that in a second. So I did what I normally do. I went out and I grabbed a whole bunch of information about evolution, knowing that I would know which of these pieces of information and which of these sources to get at the right time. So the 2 that I got initially was Origin of the Species by Charles Darwin. It's kind of the book on evolution.
The original.
The original book of evolution. And it was written and published 162 years ago, published in 1859, 100 years before I was born. And talking to one of our daughters.
Evolution has evolved.
It has evolved. Talking to one of our daughters who said, no one believes that anymore because biologists have gone way, way past that. absolutely wonderful. And I looked at the book, it's very dense and it wasn't ready for it. But we were traveling last weekend. And so I picked up the other book that I bought called Evolution 2.0. And Evolution 2.0 is written by a guy, I think Perry Marshall. And it is basically a discussion about the relationship between creationism, if you will, and biological evolution, if you will. And this is not the important part of the story, but it's a great book. If you ever get a chance to read it and you're really curious about what does the world know about evolution right now, then great place to start. Highly recommend it. But a few things came out of it that were really important for me. One of the things is that evolution is not a long period of time, tiny changes. Just doesn't work like that. What it seems to be is that there are jumps, and those jumps in evolution are caused by external influences. And apparently, if you look at the records that are in the rocks, there was nothing. All of a sudden, during the Cambrian period, there was a huge change in the amount of diversity that suddenly appeared through the evolutionary chain.
And relating this to Body of Nine,
Mm-hmm.
we both have experienced our own evolutionary changes as a result of having all 9 active in our bodies and exploring what that means. And that's opened a huge plethora of information to us, an ability to hold a particular space, and absolutely translated into being a far happier, far calmer, far more impactful person.
Yeah, so every time we get to a certain point in our evolution, the door's open for another jump. And this evolutionary conversation is part of this jump. And in fact, the second part of the jump that happened, as we will get to shortly, is an even bigger jump than the idea that yes, this is an evolutionary change. And so going back to the question, well, how does the body know not to have more than, to repeat the numbers until you have to repeat the numbers? And so the concept in the book, and it's been around a long time, and is the word epigenetics. And if you go onto the CDC website, they define epigenetics as basically the ability of the epigenomes to change how the cells manifest using DNA. So your DNA has all these strands, very long, very clever, very powerful, well compacted, well designed. I'm going to use that word deliberately, very efficient piece of information passing that also has a programmatic pass to it. Basically, there is a mechanism inside the cells that takes the information from the mRNA, you've heard that based on the vaccines for the last couple of years, and the epigenetics and the DNA, and produces a particular cell.
Which creates a particular outcome.
Right, which creates a particular body. So, to simplify, your personality, your body, your natural number-driven experience starts in the womb, because somehow one of your natural numbers is turned on by this mechanism in the womb.
Not your personality.
No.
He said personality, but he didn't mean that. What he means is the natural underlyings of who you are, the skills, abilities, gifts that come with your body based off your natural number are defined in the womb using a combination of epigenetics and DNA.
Yes, exactly right. And so there's many of you out there saying, well, I can't be doing that. Don't be silly. There's no way. So in 2013, an article was published in Psychology Today that basically said people that do deep meditation have managed to turn off cancer. Not saying that everyone can do that, but that was the first article that I could find talking about how epigenetics and the external world can consciously change our experience of the world. Then there was another set of things that were done through the University of San Francisco that had a similar set of tests and things about how meditation changed the way that the DNA represented or manufactured what was going on in someone's body.
Right. And so what we are postulating as a result of these observations and the observations that we've made from our research is that through the activation of the natural numbers in your body, you can potentially change your own evolutionary experience because you can impact through your practices the epigenetics, which thereby influence how you show up.
Right. So in the simplistic case, you activate your natural number, your epigenetics recognize that because it's who you already are, it's already turned on in your body, and everything is wonderful. And you get to be a better more advanced evolutionary human being, if you will. I know it's a big statement, but we firmly believe it. But the exciting thing is, and this is where we're going to ask for your help, because we really believe that this is an exciting evolutionary opportunity for humankind, is that I believe it is possible that if you have all 9 natural numbers activated in your body, this is going to affect the epigenetics for all 9. Your body knows you have all 9 active. And we have experience, from our own experience of activating all 9, that life changes. Our bodies change, what we can do changes, our interactions change, our entire world got immeasurably better because we can activate all 9 in our bodies. And we're not just saying that as an advert. It's really true that we couldn't do what we're doing.
We were not very nice before. Or happy.
Or happy, both true. That's both true. And so we believe we're better, nicer, more effective people because we can activate all 9. Now, the extension of this statement is that if you have all 9 active in your body and you have a child, your child could already have all 9 active in their body because the epigenome passes this information on. It is well documented that if the mother has all sorts of situations, it changes how the child builds. Whether it's because there's a lack of nutrition, whether they take drugs, whether it's alcohol, everything the mother does affects how the child grows. And that's not DNA. That is the epigenetics sitting on top of the DNA. Now, is it the mother? Is it the mother and the father? We don't know. But for sure, the mother has an influence. So what we would like to do is start some research that we have people, families, that are looking to have children, or already have children and want more. We would like to offer them the chance to have all 9 activated in their body. We will teach you how to activate all 9 centers in your body. And we want a partner with a university or a research institute to track for the next, hopefully, couple of generations, so 20 or 30 years, how that life and the ability to activate all 9, if it even happens, but we believe it will, and if it doesn't, we'll know that too, but this ability to evolve as a human species.
Consciously using the activations of the 9 natural numbers.
And if your child comes out with all 9 able to active,
what a leg up they have.
Yeah.
You know, the ability to be with people, the ability to create, the ability to expand our awareness, to open to new ideas, is all massively enhanced by the activations of the natural numbers in the body. And if we all had access to all those centers at the outset, and those were encouraged and developed within us, what could be possible for us as individuals as we grow and as communities where we bring these energies together consciously.
We used to say, wouldn't it be
incredible?
We used to say, wouldn't it be wonderful if everybody that went to school, every child that went to school, was honored for who they were, and their particular superpowers, if you will, were honored and nurtured? Well, guess what? What if all children had all 9?
I still believe that our natural number will be, there'll be one that we're very, very good at.
I'm not sure.
But maybe not.
I don't know.
It's hard to know.
And what
it's just where we are today. Our natural number is the way we perceive the world. It's the major influence on how we take in information and what we care about.
But we have experienced all 9 and the calmness and competency, honestly, that comes with all 9.
I know, but I just feel like that experience, and now I was not born into it, but I feel like that experience has accentuated my ability to offer the super gift that comes with being a 6.
But maybe if you had all 9 gifts, you had all super gifts?
Yeah, it's possible.
And that's what we don't know.
Well, what we've got today is you have one that's your primary, and it is your superpower by far. You can learn to be more connected to the others by activating them, but we're not yet this cosmic being that we feel is possible.
So we don't know how a body would turn up if it had all 9 activated, because we know that your body currently has only 1, and that definitely shapes the shape of your body and how it grows.
Yes.
So what would that be? We don't know. The questions, well, everything is a question, but the possibility for a serious change for Homo sapien, it's astonishing.
It's very exciting. And we're looking for investment partners to help us want to research this.
Yeah.
any aspect of it, really. But this one is a very, very powerful implication for the evolution of
Man.
Of man and women.
And women. Mankind. It's a big statement. And
people kind.
It's a huge statement. And it's a little embarrassing to make the statement, really, because it is such a big statement. But honestly,
it's not embarrassing.
It is, because it's like we're asking the world to change, and we have ability to help the world change. And who are we? We're Martin and Susan.
Yeah, who's Martin and Susan?
Yeah, we're just caretakers of this work. But if we do this research for 3 generations, we won't be around to see the end of it.
Probably not.
But
although I'm looking at another 60 years. We could do this in 30. So
well, 3 generations is 60, but yeah. So.
Right.
But that's about right, 60 years. So anyway, the point being here is that this is not a short-term commitment. This is a commitment that I believe that somebody somewhere should be making to support us doing this, because we will be with this as long as we can breathe, basically. This is so important.
Yeah, this is our mission and our commitments, and this is what we're devoting the rest of our life force energy to, understanding this really important work. You know, we run into people and say, well, you know, I'm not ready to take that on. I was like,
that's okay.
It's okay. However, we would really encourage you not to delay.
Yes.
Learning about your natural number and figuring out what that means in your relationships and your family. Learning to activate all 9 energies. It actually is and provides an evolutionary advantage.
And the analogy that we have started to use, which I think is fairly accurate, is this is not a question of one person not being able to see and everybody else can be able to see. This is something nobody can see until they've been activated. This is the chance for us to have new capabilities in our lives. And if you're not ready for that, fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I wish you were.
But at the same time, the people out there that hear us, the people that really believe that there's more, and as humanity, it is, honestly, I believe, it's certainly from mine, I think from Susan's point of view, we are demanded to do this.
Right.
It is not we're doing it because we think it's the right thing to do.
It's not an option for us. It's a full commitment, and there seems to be no diverging from this path.
The universe is demanding our commitment to this, and we offer you to join us because it is a commitment.
But what a ride and what a journey.
It is a big ask for the universe. But honestly, we're not going to change humanity without changing us.
Right. All of these other problems stem from this lack of an understanding about this reality about us.
Someone once said, no change without pain, and we completely disagree with that statement.
Really?
There is no pain involved in learning your natural number. There is only joy and acceptance and fun. This is a way to change without going through the pain.
Absolutely. It's a way to access your strength and your power without going through the pain.
Right, and it's a way to change.
It's a way to get out of the pain.
Yes, it's a way to change. It's a way to give your gift to other people, and it's the way to help your family become everything that you can be.
So whether you're a coach wanting to integrate this into your practice, whether you're a mother or a father wanting to have the best support, offer the best support possible to your children, whether you're a boss working in an organization wanting to create the most functional, alive, powerful, productive team you can, whether you're an individual who wants to have an impact on the world around you, are you an early adopter? Are you bored with what's going on in your life and want something else? There's all sorts of people who can benefit and be drawn to and move this work forward with us. Are you one of those? We hope so. Come join us.
And if you're just starting out in a family and you want to have a family and raise your children, give them the best possible opportunity they can, come to us and help us show that by you learning to activate all 9, your children will become
more whole humans.
More human than any other human that is currently on the planet today. There is we've never yet had a child of someone that knows how to activate all 9, at least to our knowledge. And so this is the start of something new. This is literally a potential new start for mankind. And that sounds like something out of a science fiction novel, honestly, but we really believe it.
Actually, Brianna's daughter, she had all 9 active in her body when she had her daughter.
She did, yeah.
So we have one.
But at the same time, he did not. So
right.
The theory of epigenetics says that probably one should be sufficient. The mother is the important one, and the father less so. So it may only need the mother, but we have certainly know couples both of whom had 9 or 9
Yes.
active that have currently had babies. So if you really want to be part of the next generation of humanity, come talk to us, because we're ready. And I think if you are, so is humanity.